I'm going to tell you about one of the most entertaining playoff series in my lifetime.
Out of his mouth. There it is. Goes down to the floor. The play continued, obviously. And when it stopped, picks up the tooth and brings it over to the bench.
Names and the teams behind this rivalry may surprise you.
Gets called for a foul. Oubre goes after him.
But trust me, this was loads of fun.
Porter can't find anybody. He gives it to Wall. Working against Bradley for three.
This is the story of the 2017 Eastern Conference semifinals between the Boston Celtics and the Washington Wizards. To start game one, the Washington Wizards would open up on fire, at one point leading by as many as 17 points in the first quarter. However, the Celtics began to claw back. And I mean claw back. And by halftime, it was only a 5-point game. And at the 6:55 mark of the third quarter, Jay Crowder hit a three-pointer to give the Celtics their first lead of the night. A lead they would not relinquish for the rest of the game. By the time the third quarter was over, the Celtics were up by 15, after trailing by 17 in the first half. And the game would end with the Celtics winning game one, 123-111. And when you're wondering why I skipped over this and kind of skimmed through this game, it's because of what happened in game two.
Isaiah Thomas, consoled by his close friend Avery Bradley, still trying to cope with the tragic loss of his 22-year-old sister, China.
The Eastern Conference semifinals game one was a roller coaster ride. The NBA playoffs on TNT. We're ready for game two. The Celtics on top of the Washington Wizards is the venue. Thomas fires for three. He's got it.
1-2. Two-man action there between Horford and Isaiah.
Thomas, the jump shot. Booker. Isaiah Thomas from deep. Thomas going to the hole. He can do it outside. He can get to the rim whenever he wants. Thomas takes it all the way. Couldn't get it to drop. Horford, the lead feed. Thomas, the Euro step on. 34-34. Gortat has 8. Isaiah Thomas storming back. Final seconds of the half. Thomas, the pull-up jump. He gets around Oubre, lost it for a moment. Thomas redirects and a foul call.
He's going to get the start, but they're going to have to guard him as a team.
Isaiah Thomas grazes the rim. Tracked down by Horford. Isaiah Thomas. Thomas into three. Wall got picked. Thomas to the hoop. It's good and a foul. Isaiah Thomas has 11 in the fourth. We are tied at 99. Thomas takes it at Porter. Thomas, he's got it. Isaiah Thomas has the ability to shield and create opportunities. Pivotal minutes. Thomas, he's got it. Isaiah. Rozier is back in. Thomas against Morris. 50 seconds to go. Washington up by 1. Isaiah Thomas. He's not human. Out front. Thomas drives in. Thomas, he's fouled. It's a one-point game. This one's for the tie. 1-foot setup by Thomas. Thomas gets a step on Wall. Morris there to greet him. Thomas with the Isaiah Thomas to the hole. Isaiah Thomas is a machine. Thomas crosses. Foul called and one. Isaiah Thomas has cracked 50. At the line to add to Boston's lead. He has been dynamic. He has been fearless. Beal loses it on a step-back try. Marcus Smart with a quick hands. 28 seconds left, and the fans on their feet here in Boston.
Isaiah Thomas imploring the crowd, knowing how important they were to this group here tonight.
Thomas, it goes! Caps off a remarkable night for Isaiah Thomas. 53 points, and Boston has run away with it. Wall's jump shot, no good. And that'll do it. Boston wins the battle in Game 2. Celtics victorious in overtime. Epic performance from Isaiah Thomas. 129 to 119.
That wasn't just another game in the playoffs. It wasn't a game that just put the Celtics up 2-0 in the series, going to Washington and protecting home court. It was something more than that. You could see it, I could see it, we all could see in Isaiah Thomas's body and how he performed. Because this game meant more to Isaiah Thomas than anyone in the stadium, anyone watching on TV, any Celtics or Wizards fan. Because it was his sister's birthday, and his sister died right before the playoffs started in a car accident. And in a situation where most of us feel at our worst, feel down on ourselves the worst, Isaiah Thomas rose up, and he was strong.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs presented by Wells Fargo. Time for Game 3 of this Eastern Conference semifinal series in our nation's capital between the Boston Celtics holding a 2-0 edge over the Washington Wizards into this series. And that is going to be a travel on Al Horford. Gerald Green. And could it be a clear path bounce?
Game 3 was an absolute bloodbath. And when I mean bloodbath, I mean a bloodbath. Jan Mahimi and Jonas Jerebko got into it.
I think that's a great point because we saw, now Jerebko and Mahimi going to get into it. And Jan Mahimi in his first minutes of this postseason.
Jerebko thought that he fell on, his legs were out from underneath him. When Jan fell on him, it was just because
Kelly Oubre decided that he had enough of Kelly MMA Olynyk and decided to take matters into his own hand and got ejected.
Thomas has fully embraced it as Olynyk gets called for a foul. Now Oubre goes after him. Oubre goes right at Olynyk, and we have an all-out scrum here at Verizon Center. 2 on Oubre means he is ejected. Boston will shoot free throws and then have it side out of bounds. It was both unnecessary and excessive and also escalated the incident.
correct.
Then Bradley Beal became an underrated meme.
Fred is applauding the acting.
Wow.
There may have been some contact there, but Horford is applauding.
And then Brandon Jennings and Terry Rozier both got ejected. Yes, I know it sounds odd when I'm trying to convince you that one of the best playoff series happened, and then mentioning that one of the highlights was Brandon Jennings and Terry Rozier both getting ejected for fighting.
And Scott Brooks is looking at Brandon Jennings as if to say, "What are you doing?"
We not as frustrated as we do, and now Rozier fouls Jennings again.
Game 6 is what I consider the peak of this journey, per se. This was down to the wire game where you didn't know who was going to win. It went back and forth. It had a Game 7 feel. Two teams that absolutely hate each other, going at it for all the glories. You forget that whoever wins this series is probably getting smacked by Cleveland in the next round. You forget that one team advances with the win and the other is sent home with a loss. You forget about all of that. And then this happens.
Porter can't find anybody. He gives it to Wall. Working against Bradley for 3. John Wall!
God, I want to feel what you're feeling right now. Tell me what you're feeling.
I ain't going home. Don't come to my city wearing all black, talking about it's a funeral. We worked too hard for this. And all we asked for is a game 7 50-50. That's all we ask for. We do it. These are unbelievable fans, man. Without these guys, we wouldn't have won this game.
You see, I call this the funeral fight because of the Wizards wearing all black in the regular season game. And then the Celtics tried to get revenge by wearing all black in Game 6, and it failed, obviously. And the Celtics would win Game 7, and then lose to the Cavs in 5. And this was the last time we would ever see this rivalry. You see, after this series, the rivalry was over. Isaiah Thomas was traded in a deal for Kyrie Irving along with Jake Crowder. We traded Avery Bradley for Marcus Morris, the other Morris twin. And Terry Rozier sucked. I guess we were all fooled by him in the playoffs. And while Rusty Buckets believed that John Wall was the second best point guard in the NBA, and he also believed that John Wall was going to win MVP the next year, he only played 41 games, and the Wizards were the 8th seed, and they lost to the Toronto Raptors in the first round. And the funny thing about this all is that Isaiah Thomas has recently signed with the Wizards, and effectively rivalry is over because one of the main catalysts of that rivalry is now on the other team. And John Wall, who I recognize back in 2017 was probably one of the 3 or 4 best point guards in basketball, he's dealt with so many injuries that he isn't even playing now. He sadly suffered a season-ending injury while recovering from season-ending surgery and will miss next season. And what remains of this rivalry is Bradley Beal, because Terry Rozier, he's now in Charlotte. Brandon Jennings is probably over in Europe. And now Morris is gone, Crowder's gone, Bradley's been gone. I mentioned all those guys before. And it's just a bunch of new faces. Al Horford's gone from that rivalry. The rivalry vanished. All the main pieces from this rivalry are gone. But to look back on this rivalry, it's safe to say it was one of the most fun moments of my life watching basketball.
I thought I had it all together, but I was led astray. The day you walked away, you were the clock that was ticking in my home. Changed my state of mind when love so
late gets called.
Your feelings changed like the weather. Went from green to gray, all that time of day.
John, I want to feel what you're feeling right now. Tell me what you're feeling.
I ain't going home. Don't come to my city wearing all black, talking about it's a funeral. We worked too hard for this.